Do you see this church here?
I was sitting down on this curb forever, for like 10 minutes, waiting for the clock to strike the hour.
Because sometimes it plays music from the bell tower up there. And look, it still hasn't quite struck 1 o'clock.
Well, like 2 minutes ago, as I was sitting there, it went bong, and that was it.
I looked down at my phone for 1 second, and I missed it.
I've still been standing here just to watch it strike 1 on the clock to see if anything else happens.
Oh, there it goes. It just struck 1 o'clock and did nothing.
Yep, that's it.
Welcome back, everyone, to the city of Orange.
You know, I was just in Florida for a month, and like half the time I had this horrible cold. I could barely breathe and all this stuff. And I was still like making videos and doing all this stuff. And a friend came from California. We had to do all the Disney World parks in one day. No matter how sick I was, I had to make it home. I finally got home and started to rest. And I was just feeling better when Allie and I went on the road trip this weekend. We saw that epic weird pumpkin farm. We visited Virginia City, Nevada for a day, and on that day, I started to feel it. Another cold.
I didn't have a cold for like the entire year.
And then wham, 2 in a row. Double whammy.
Could be worse though. I could be the owner of this bike.
How come whenever you see a bike locked up, somebody always steals the front wheel?
Like, what are they doing with those wheels?
There cannot be that much of a market for stolen front bike wheels and bike seats.
Well, unless maybe so many people get their wheels and seats stolen that they're going to shops that only sell wheels and seats, and they're getting their used wheels and seats from the people stealing.
Like some sort of evil infinite loop.
That, or there's some sort of crazy mad scientist out there who needs tons and tons of front bike wheels
to complete his evil experiments.
I was gonna say some people take off their front wheel and their bike seat when they like go to work and stuff, so maybe this person was just trying to prevent theft, but judging from the amount of spiderwebs on this bike, no.
It must have been that evil front bicycle wheel stealing supervillain, Dr. Nefarion.
Stealer of wheels, maker of uncomfortable seating arrangements.
Anyway, the past couple of days, I've been really sick, under the weather, no voice, barely able to talk.
And every time that happens to me, everybody just says, get rest. Get rest.
Every time I try and do anything while I'm sick, people are like, what are you doing that for? Go get some sleep. So
today I'm gonna try to keep things pretty short and sweet. By the way, look at this.
We're back in the orange circle. And you notice anything a little different than normal?
No cars anywhere. The streets are being completely shut down.
That's because in a couple of hours they're going to do something called Treats in the Streets here, where they shut the whole thing down and set a bunch of stuff up for the children to experience a little Halloween fun.
I was here last year while they were shutting the streets down, but I never actually saw Treats in the Streets, so hopefully I can come back later and see what that's like.
For the moment though, I see some old weird things I'd like to take a closer peek at in these stores.
Yeah, the antique station.
I have to kill a little time before my kid gets out of school so we can go to Treats in the Streets.
And what better way to kill time than by looking back through time at antiques. Look at that bomb up there. Oh, sweet old-timey fork.
Who buys that and eats with it? Whoa.
Here's a particular favorite of mine. The Elvis car door.
Only $250.
That thing has been in here for a long time.
But the right buyer is going to be stoked.
Ooh, look at this old hair dryer. This looks like it belongs in Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Ooh, so comfortable. My hair's so dry.
Ooh, more yardsticks. Ugh.
Brings back so many memories of my grandma.
Whack. I was a very, sassy child. Here's the Annabelle section, and there's Annabelle's naked boyfriend.
Put some clothes on, Andy.
Oof, look at that. That's not terrifying at all.
Weird.
I love the booths with all the old Disney collectibles in them. Got some plush dwarves here.
And another guy that's been in this store for a long time.
There's this inflatable Pinocchio here. Look at that. It's an official Disney product.
I don't know how old this is, but it's old and inflatable and it still works.
I'm guessing this texture here is supposed to drive home the fact that he's a wooden boy, but it just makes him sort of look like Curious George.
That thing is weird.
Oh, look at that. That's a great cookie jar. Thou shalt not steal.
Didn't stop him from having any cookies though.
This guy had all the cookies.
It's super empty in here because of Treats in the Streets.
Which is making it even creepier than normal in here. The silence.
Lots of spooky stuff in here for Halloween.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit B for bird.
The pheasants. The scary dolls.
The president.
Evil monkey.
Wicked witch's leg.
And a creepy vintage Ouija board.
Oh.
Now you too can be possessed for only $55. Listen guys, I don't usually turn myself around for a whole bunch of hokey pokey,
But something about the movie The Exorcist has terrified me for life, so I won't even put my hand anywhere near one of those.
look at this, there's a lot of Halloween stuff in here. More cutesy than scary in this one.
Speaking of scary and Halloween stuff,
You ever think about the fact that the original owners of a lot of this stuff, and probably a lot of the people in these old-timey pictures,
are probably dead?
like this fella, this one right here with the guy liner on, this guy.
Howard, Eunice, and Dorothy Schaefer.
This is probably Eunice and Dorothy here on the left.
And Howard on the right. And this photo says it was taken 1926.
If this guy was this old in 1926,
He's almost definitely dead.
and what if this was his favorite picture?
What if I take it home and it haunts me?
Stay there, Howard. Just, I'll be back for you. Sure.
And ghosts are probably not real, so that probably wouldn't happen. I mean, for me.
I've bought a ton of old stuff in my time.
And so far, the only thing I'm haunted by are the memories of my own mistakes.
So look at this fun toy right here. Camcap's Ring and Buzz switchboard.
Do kids with iPhones even know what a switchboard is?
I feel like I barely know what a switchboard is, although I do know what this is. You guys remember these?
When I was a kid, my grandma still had one of those rotary phones like that.
Obama?
Ooh, I've always liked this little stall here. Always so much fun stuff.
Couple of sweet peewees.
Some super vintage Disney stuff. Tons of rad old lunch boxes. Anatomically correct Marilyn Monroe back there.
Did you guys ever have these toys? The little people toys?
These things were so fun.
My brother had this train. He loved it.
We always liked to pretend it was one of the Disneyland trains.
Even when I was a kid, I'd come home from Disneyland, I'd set up all my like tubs and my trains and anything I had to be kind of like a miniature Disneyland.
I would play Disneyland for weeks. Ugh. What is so scary about Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy?
Not the dolls, but like anything else.
They're like scary clowns a little.
Is that what the children of clowns look like?
Didn't see you there, Ann.
I once went to a chiropractor who told me that the Raggedy Ann doll was based off a guy whose daughter had died, and he held his dead daughter, and her lifeless little body was like a rag doll.
Of course, that's completely untrue.
But for the first long time after I heard that, I was really weirded out.
I'm pretty sure it's actually based on this storybook here about an old family heirloom rag doll.
Jeez, if you like Raggedy Ann, this is the place for you.
I feel gross today.
One thing about these colds is normally I get a cold and I'm just irritated by coughing or the sore throat or whatever it is.
But otherwise, I'll feel like my normal old self.
But something about these last two colds, man, I just have no energy.
I feel like this little girl right here. Sad.
I get really, really grumpy because my face is full and feels all heavy, but at the same time it feels like a balloon. You know what I mean?
Then you gotta find a way to combat the grumpies.
Man, looking at all this stuff is making me sleepy.
Even the toy radiation truck.
Radiation truck.
Can't get my blood pumping today.
Maybe a little exercise.
I just remembered, speaking of weird things, that I have something pretty unusual in the trunk of my car. Of course, I had to park a few blocks away. No parking at the, look at that, it looks like the zombie apocalypse. Anyway, no parking here at the moment. Just head around the corner here to the old park.
Back past the church here, right as it hits 2 o'clock.
Nothing.
Their bells aren't going with the clock.
Maybe they're camera shy. All right, it's right back here.
My friend Adam brought it all the way from Australia for me.
The official Australian returning boomerang.
It says guaranteed to return when thrown correctly. Now just to find somewhere to throw it.
Let's come to the park over here.
Okay. This looks pretty good. Plenty of space here. This may surprise some of you, but I don't know that much about boomerangs. All I know is supposedly the Aboriginal Australian people used boomerangs for hunting.
Guess they'd be throwing them at kookaburras or koala bears or something, whatever they got down there.
I know there were boomerangs that the Native Americans used, and also I think they found some boomerangs in ancient Egypt, whatever. I had a boomerang when I was a kid, never came back to me, so I don't have that much hope.
Oh, look at this. You grip, you stand, and you throw. As long as you follow these instructions here, I guess it might work.
Okay. Ooh, it's made out of real wood.
Wow, look at these designs on here.
It's not coming back.
It doesn't work.
It'd probably help if I read the instructions.
All right, hold boomerang flat side to palm. Boomerang above right shoulder, tilt slightly right of vertical in relaxed manner, throw forward, slightly upward, imparting a spinning motion to it as it leaves the hand from the direction the wind is blowing, thrown correctly.
What?
Who knew this stuff was so complicated?
Okay, flat side to palm, throw at 45-degree angle, away from the wind direction thing. Ready.
Flat to palm, 45.
Yeah. Didn't work at all. I'm gonna give this one more try. And if it doesn't work, I'm done.
How are you supposed to kill koala bears with this thing?
Maybe it's because it has this little chip out of it. Maybe if I try it like this. Whatcha! Nothing. Maybe I just have to try again later. It's not working today.
And if anything, it's just making me more tired. All right, well, time to pick up the boy. Okay, had to go home really quick to pick up a few things.
Excuse me, Mr. Master Chief, sir. Have you seen my son, London? He's about this tall, and he's very handsome. Looks a lot like his old man. Oh, hey, London.
That is a pretty rad costume right there, shorty.
Dang, who bought you such an awesome costume?
When I was a kid, we weren't even allowed to have masks. We didn't even have costumes like that. Look how awesome that costume looks. When you're looking straight at me and I can't see the back, you really look like Master Chief. What's that on your shoulder? Dude, it's your muscle, your buff. All right, let's see here. Nope, not the top of any hour.
Not that it matters anyway. Ding dong.
All right, the sun is going down over the horizon and behold.
What a transformation.
Look at that, look at all the people and look at this.
Look at the old-timey fire engine.
That is awesome, I've never seen that before. Look at all these people in rad costumes, look. An inflatable dinosaur.
This is cool, it's like a Halloween 3 show. What'd you see?
Oh, it's a little skunk. Whoa, look at all the people in the orange circle. Oh, and there's all these booths for local businesses and they're giving stuff away, giving away candy. Look, there's games over here, ring toss.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this.
There's some kind of little costume contest going on.
But that's not what I'm weirded out about. What is this?
What is this thing right here?
Is this the mascot for the city of Orange?
I did not know that Orange had a mascot.
It looks like an orange Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah!
That's so creepy.
Yes, that is awesome. This is so awesome. It's like the International Street Fair, but with no booze.
Everyone's having a good time, everybody's smiling, nobody's drunk.
People are dressed up in costumes, they're having fun.
Oh, there he is, there he is. And look at this. What the heck is this? Sort of miniature looking horses pulling a trolley. What is that?
Those are like half-sized Clydesdales pulling a thing.
Look at all these little booths with all kinds of beanbag tosses.
Sodas for sale.
Strange robots I don't understand. What the heck?
Science.
Oh, that's awesome. Face painting.
A lot of the local stores are still open.
That's so cool, man. This makes it feel like such a small town America type of thing going on.
We are in a completely landlocked area of Orange County. Nothing country about this at all.
Technically part of the Los Angeles metropolitan area, one of the biggest metropolitan areas in the country.
And yet, somehow, Old Town Orange has managed to give us all a little piece of that old 1950s Norman Rockwell America.
Treats in the streets. Look, it's a whole Mario family. This is so cool. There's all these little food booths.
A lot of booths from the local schools and Boy Scouts and churches.
I used to live up in Brea, and they had something kind of like this, but it was like way more commercialized.
Like giant bounce house slides and crazy like light up games.
This feels way more organic and homegrown.
Coming to this actually makes you feel like you're part of the community or something.
Especially because this event seems way focused on the family.
And speaking of family, it's time for me to find mine.
Here they are. Ooh. What'd they just give you?
Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, Tootsie Rolls.
Do you like Tootsie Rolls? I mean, I like them too, but when I was a kid, I was always like, Tootsie Rolls? Come on, where's the Snickers at, or the Skittles, or like, you know.
Dude, when I was a kid, London, like 90% of the candy was like Tootsie Rolls, the little sweet tarts in the roll, like Necco wafers.
Now it's way better. Now it's like Starburst, Skittles. You guys got everything now.
Reese's.
People used to give us like caramel apples and stuff when we show up at their house.
But then, you know, there was that whole scare of like, people are putting needles in things, which I don't know if that ever actually happened.
But I do know after that, But pretty much everybody switched to like wrapped brand name candy.
All right, Treats in the Streets is almost over. I need to go home and get some rest because I am sick. I'm gonna spend a little time with my little tiny family here. I will see all of you a little later if you subscribe. Thanks for watching. I love you all. Remember to check down below for the links.
That's how you know you've done your duty.
And if you've done your duty,
You can go home and sleep well.
all right, one more try. Oh, snap, it's really going. Can't even see it anymore. It's all gray, it went somewhere up in the sky. It works!